Hello and welcome back to the Reclamation, a sacred space to rise, remember, and reclaim the fullness of who you are. I'm Paula Collins, your host, Magdalene Sound Priestess, healer, and spirituality mentor. And I'm here to walk with you on this sacred path of healing, empowerment, and soul remembrance. Today, we're diving into a topic that lives deep in the collective feminine psyche, and it's called the sister wound. Now, maybe you've felt it before. That sting of betrayal from one woman to another, the act of not being chosen, the comparison, the jealousy, the competition, even in spaces that are meant to be safe and supportive. You see, this is the sister wound. As the quiet voice that says, "You're not enough," or it says, "You don't belong here." But this wound didn't begin with us. It's rooted in centuries of division, conditioning, and survival. So, what is it exactly? Well, the sister wound is a collective trauma. It's the result of generations of women being pitted against one another for power, attention, resources, and you probably guessed the last one, love. Think about how often we've been told there's only one, there's only room for one. There's only room for one. Or don't trust her. Or maybe she's prettier, she's smarter, she's thinner, she's better. Is any of this ringing a bell with you? Are things welling up inside of you when you hear that? See, we internalize these messages, and when we don't heal them, they live in our relationships, with our friends, with our coworkers, and even with our daughters. Think about that for a moment. But here's the truth. We were never meant to compete with one another. We were meant to connect. So think about this for a moment. Reclaiming sisterhood means choosing heart-centered connection over fear. Heart-centered connection over fear. It means celebrating another woman's light, knowing that her light doesn't diminish yours. It's allowing softness to return where armor has built up. It's knowing sacred sisterhood doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up with presence, honesty, and grace. So I can tell you that I have had to walk this healing path myself. There were times in my life I felt left out, I felt betrayed, or like I wasn't, quote, one of the girls. And for a long time, I believed it was safer to stay guarded. But over time, I realized something. The walls were keeping out the very love and connection my soul was craving. Listen to that again. The walls, the ones that I built, were keeping out the very love and connection that I was craving because I was so guarded. Healing the sister wound has transformed how I lead, how I love, and how I show up in community. And you know what? I want the same thing for you. So here's a few ways you can begin if you want to heal the sister wound. The first thing you have to do is witness your triggers, or as I like to call them, activations. Notice when comparison or judgment arises. When you find yourself comparing yourself to another woman or you're judging another woman, notice that. What's it bringing up in you? See if you can pinpoint the deeper wound. And then rewrite the story. Like, you can do that for yourself. Rewrite the story and remind yourself that her success is not my failure. It's hers. Then you have to call in aligned sisterhood. People with the same beliefs and values as you. People who will encourage you, will build you up, but will lovingly call you out when they notice you falling into the old patterns of comparison and judgment, right? So surround yourself with those types of women who support you and who celebrate you. And lastly, be the safe space. And this may take some learning and growing on your part. I know it did for me. Offer the love, the compassion, and the integrity that you desire from others without the expectation of it being returned. Do it without the expectation of it being returned. So I have a few things I want you to think about. What would it feel like for you to trust again? What would it be like to soften into sisterhood? What would it feel like to be held and to hold without fear? That is the medicine we reclaim when we heal the sister wound. And it's not just for us, okay? It's not just for us. It's for our daughters. It's for our mothers. And it's for all the women who came before us. Because see, when we heal it within ourselves, we heal it in our ancestral and generational line. We heal it in past versions of us. We heal it so going forward, those women don't have to feel the pain. We get to be the beautiful healer in this, and everybody can do it. See, because you are worthy of the sacred connection. You are worthy of love that doesn't ask you to shrink. Listen to that again. You are worthy of sacred connection, and you are worthy of love that doesn't ask you to shrink. So, if this episode stirred something in you, I invite you to reflect on this. Where in my life have I experienced the sister wound? What am I ready to release? What does sacred sisterhood look like for me now? So where in my life have I experienced the sister wound? What am I ready to release? And what does sacred sisterhood look like to me now? And as always, if this episode resonated with you in any way, please share it with a soul sister. Subscribe so you never miss a moment of the sacred journey. Forward it to your friends. Like it, comment on it. because we're all in this together. We're a community. And part of community is unity. We come together in unity, okay? So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking a moment to listen. And until next time, may you walk in softness, in power, and in love. Until next time.